So I want to touch bases about social media, how it has created this illusion of what society should be like, how you're labeled based on social media standard. Like you have to be dressed in the latest fashions. You have to have on the latest shoes, the latest backpack. You have to have the latest card, the latest iPhone or Samsung Galaxy phone. And if someone doesn't have that, then they feel as though they're not good enough or they fail. But it's ridiculous to live up to standards of people who don't even have it themselves. You know, people lie on social media uh, to make themselves seem as though they have it when they actually don't. A Gucci belt is no different and can't hold your pants any different than the belt from Walmart. A shirt with a heart on it doesn't have to cost you $400. A pair of shoes, you know, doesn't have to cost you $800 to walk to the grocery store to your car. It's ridiculous. And if you don't have the money to buy name brand stuff, then be grateful for what you have from where you bought it from. I see nothing wrong with Walmart clothes, Target clothes, JCPenney, Marshalls. I mean, who cares where your clothes come from as long as God has given you the ability to have clothes on in the first place? You know, society makes it seem like you working at McDonald's or you working at Payless or you working at Taco Bell or Starbucks or you working at a gas station. You're not, adequate enough, as if you're a failure. Society thinks that you should be rapping, that you should be doing comedy skits, and I'm not knocking anybody that's doing it, but if that's not what you're called to do, don't do it. The objective is not to not to please the world. It's to do what God has called you to do, and society is now changing that platform for a lot of people. A lot of people are killing people, like literally killing people, to have a social standard on social media. People are killing people for their shoes, for their belts, for their backpacks, for the money that they flash. Some people flash their rent money. They're on social media like, I have $3,000. These are my bands. And then you have to give it to your landlord within the next 15 minutes before you be late for your rent. It's crazy. Crazy how social media makes one, feel like if you're fat, and social media make you feel like you have to be a size 2. I'm not saying you have to be unhealthy, but if you're not a size 2, there's nothing wrong with you. If you're not a size 0, there's nothing wrong with you. I'm not a size 0. I think when I was a size 0, I was a newborn. But don't live your life according to social media standards. Social media shouldn't even be a standard to live by, because a lot of people live double lives on social media. A lot of people beg for money to buy these things to make it seem like they have it, and in all actuality, they don't. So you're killing yourself or working yourself to death to promote things that you can't afford, to compete with people that are robbing for it, that are stealing for it, that are starving themselves for it. And it's crazy. If you be what God has called you to be, you don't need standards by somebody else's opinion of what they think you should be. You don't need validation. If you just do what God has called you to do and work with what you have and buy the stuff that you need, you'll be all right. It's crazy that a lot of young people are trying so hard to have beautiful hair and beautiful skin, and they're bleaching themselves, and they're going to the stores and spending $400, or they're stealing just to say that they got it. Because if you don't have it according to social media, you're broke or you're a failure, and it's crazy. Social media is one of the biggest platforms that young people have nowadays. And it has its advantages, and it also has its bad side. And, social media has created this illusion, and it's killing us. It's killing our self-worth, our self-value. It's destroying our communities. We're destroying each other just by trying to compete with somebody that don't even have it. So my thing today is be blessed, be grateful, be thankful for what you do have. You don't have to have a Gucci belt or a Fendi purse or, the latest iPhone. As long as what God provides you with, and you're not walking in the streets naked, and you're not starving yourself because you don't have food, or the belt that you have or the purse that you have is great enough to carry or hold whatever it is that you need, be thankful. Because at the end of the day, that money can go towards your dream. That money could go towards your children's college fund. That money can go towards, helping someone out that truly needs it, like a single mother or a single father, or kids that can't afford, or not afford, but kids that don't have a silver spoon in their mouth. Let's not allow social media to validate us. Let us not look at these people and want to be so much like them when we're called to be who God called us to be. So, take, me, I love Target, I love Walmart, I love all these places, and I'm grateful for it. I don't compete with anybody. I don't try to spend $800 on something when I can use that $800 to pay off my car note. So, be wise, be knowledgeable, and don't have social media validate who you are. Be who you are because God has called you to be who you are. Be blessed.